I'm going to share a really fast tip with you guys. So something I've really gotten into recently, it's something that I kind of always knew was a good idea, but I just didn't really stick to it. A lot of times, you just train, you just kind of don't sometimes do the things you need to do. So one of the things I've been doing a lot with my guys is recording. Taking my phone and setting it up over on the side of the mats or somewhere and actually recording the rolling and the training and stuff like that. And so it's a little tip I want to share with you guys because I don't see it done enough. And it's really something that's important to do because, and I did a blog about this, and one of the things you kind of see is a lot of times, especially early on, the things that you do, the way that things feel, the way that you think they happened, a lot of times when you go back and look at it, it look way different than what you thought. A good example of this that I had in my own personal experience was I had a guy, and I was a white belt at the time, and I used to love trying to get the big slam, big throws, and I had that guy lifted. And I picked this guy up over my head and flipped him and slammed him, right? Well, when I went back and watched the video later on that night, actually, it was on a VHS back in the day, I'm an old man, and when I went back and watched the video, it was not so much of a big slam as it was sort of like I lifted him like 5 or 6 inches off the ground and sort of tossed him to the side. And so a lot of times it kind of gives you a good insight on like, what are you actually doing when you're out there on the mat? Also, a lot of times for me as an instructor, I get guys that come up to me and say, Chewy, I had a problem with this particular position, and then they try to recreate the position and they're a lot of times not sure exactly what happened. And so, if they could come to me and say, hey, here's a video of what I was doing and here is the exact position that I was in, show me what to do from here, it's a lot more helpful for me as far as troubleshooting that situation. And I think we all know the value of watching, say, competition footage, right? We all know that watching video of ourselves from competitions is really helpful because it really gives you an insight into some of the things you lack or some of the things you're doing well and vice versa. You can see your game for what it is, you can see it objectively and just get to look at it instead of sort of, well, it felt like this. But again, people don't do it enough just training wise. So it's something that it would be really smart, I think, for anyone to do is just simply take a camera, set it up over on the side of the mat or somewhere that's not gonna get beat up. And I know some of you guys train at gyms where the space is a little cramped. We're lucky enough to have a ton of mats. In that case, maybe if you guys got an open mat or you have some time where there's not gonna be a super packed mat, it's a great time to do it. It's good to do it, to me, the best times to do this are gonna be whenever you are doing competitive rolling, right? So when you're really pushing yourself against your teammates, or when you are doing a lot of like fast drilling, and what I mean by that is when you're really trying to get those reps and really push the pace. So you can kind of really see like what things look like when you are pushing yourself, because obviously if you're in a situation where you're not really pushing yourself, you're not really going hard, then a lot of times things are going to look way better. But when you get sort of that added stress when someone's right there at your level and they stop things that you're trying to do and they really help, expose the weaknesses that you have. So that's the tip. It's really simple. Just take your phone out. Everyone's got a smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, there's tons of like really small cameras that you can use, and just start getting into a habit. It doesn't have to be every day, but just get into a habit of taking a camera and recording yourself and then watching your rolling afterwards and kind of seeing like some of the things that you're doing, and it can give you an insight into your game to help you either decide where to go or what to work on. So, all right guys, I'm done. Thanks.